Good morning and welcome back to I Know Enough to Be Dangerous Farm. My name is Rob, and today we're going to do some fertilizing of the Christmas trees. So what happened is we ran out of our normal Christmas tree blend of fertilizer, which just have some more macronutrients in it, not just the NP and K. So what I had to do was a little scrambling. So we're going to put some of the seedlings we're going to put directly into the ground. We were going to heal them in for a year, but they seem to be big enough and we got the space in the field, so I'd rather get it in instead of babysitting those things all year. So I had to do a little scrambling yesterday, and this is what we've come up with. So the reason for the lime here is just, I'm a fan of pelletized lime, unless you need to do something a little faster than a year's time. The ground up powdered lime seems to be pretty useless. Most of it goes off in the air onto your neighbors, so I like to use the pelletized lime. It's a little bit easier for us to put the application down, but there's other things. There's hydrated lime and stuff like that at some supply centers that you can use, but we're going to use pelletized lime on the new seedlings. We're going to do a mixture of the Carbon Pro and the pelletized lime. On the new seedlings, the P2s that we just put in the field, I don't like to put fertilizer on first year. It's just, I think it's too much for them. The stress, there's transplant shock and all that stuff, and if it dries out like it normally does in the summertime, I apologize for that bird. He's, attention hog. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to mix those two. And what I used to do is mix it in one of these cheap, what it is just one of those pans you can get at the box store for mixing concrete or mortar or something. Those things are really handy. So like always, we're going to use the top of the line equipment. We'll get to that in a second. But for the rest of the trees, we're going to use a combination of the Carbon Pro and fertilizer. The Carbon Pro is just basically compost, pelletized compost and biochar, which, it's high level of potash in there. So it's kind of an organic, it won't burn the plants or anything. So that's why I'm just doing that on the really young seedlings. But the other trees have been in there a few years, so they're gonna get a 10-10 all-purpose fertilizer. It doesn't have to be 10-10, it'd be 12-12, 19. 19's getting a little hot, I think, as far as nitrogen goes. But if your trees have been in there, they're gonna take it. And as far as how much, most of my trees will take probably a quarter cup of this witch's brew all around the drip line, which is the outside of the tree, but we'll go over that when we're in the field. I do have a new applicator that I'm going to try that I can scoop out of the bucket. We don't broadcast. We have a large broadcast spreader, but we seldom use it. It's, I don't think I want to benefit the grass and the weeds and everything around my Christmas trees. Just the Christmas trees need the good stuff, so that's what we do. Save a lot of money that way. This is a little bit more labor intense and takes a lot longer versus us throwing it in the big hopper and riding on the tractor. We could do a whole field in a couple passes. So back to the best equipment. Like always on here, I Know Enough to Be Dangerous Farm, we have all the top of the line brand new equipment, and it's all very safe. But anyways, so this is an old school cement mixer, all kidding aside, and it's got the paddles in there. Yeah, she's been ridden hard and put away wet, definitely. So what we'll do is but you could mix it up there in yourself with a trowel or your hand with a glove or something, but what we'll do is we'll mix it up in here, and then we'll dump it into the pan, and then we'll put it into buckets that will take it out in the fields. Electric mixer, it does work. Just be careful. But it does do a good job of mixing everything thoroughly. That's what you want to do. You do want to do a good job of of mixing. If you're doing this type of blending, not at a ag supply store, most ag supply stores, they have minimums, and we're only going to use probably 100 pounds maybe today of granular fertilizer. They're not going to mix a batch of 100 pounds, and there's no place around here that I can get true fertilizer targeting Christmas trees or evergreens like that. There's, for evergreens, this, that, and the other thing, but this is the most economical way to go. This pelletized lime was maybe 12 bucks at one of the ag supply box stores. The all-purpose fertilizer, that was 25 bucks. It used to be 19, but it's 25 bucks. The Carbon Pro, you're not going to find that everywhere. That came from our friends at Site One. I did pay for it, but that's where you can get it. I'm sure there's other things like that that's called something different. I don't know. There's no sponsors here, so I'm just telling you where I got the stuff. But all in this, I can fertilize all my trees for a few cents a tree. In the fall is when we normally buy the fertilizer. We calculate how much we're going to do, but we just kind of miscalculated or didn't think we were going to plant those younger seedlings. They came in bigger than we thought, so they're going to go straight into the field. So you probably should have a mask with that. It's going to be some dust up in here. So first of all, turn on your machine, get that going. No sparks, that's kind of cool. Just load it in. Never cut towards yourself. It only takes a couple minutes. These aren't big batches, and each one of those products has a little bit different color granule, so it's kind of easy to see when it's all kind of evenly mixed. But I know it's not pretty, but this does a very good job of doing this. And there you go, that's the finished product. Now we'll load this up in a tractor and take it out in the field. Hey, I'm back. So as you can see, there's the field behind me, and here is the little gizmo that I picked up. I don't know, I think it was like 17 bucks from that that website that used to just sell books. Now it sells everything but books. Yeah, that one. So it's got different settings for the size and amount you want to put on your plants. I'm thinking this is more for around the house, but I wanted to try it in the field. It does have a nice scoop mechanism, but I think it's going to be too slow versus what I normally use. This, like I said, about a quarter cup around the drip edge, and the drip edge on this would be straight down from here, the widest branches, and then straight down is the drip edge. As you can see, this is the row we freshly planted. So this is only going to get some pelletized compost and some lime. We do a soil test every year, and this field is just a skosh low on the pH. I want it up a little bit higher, and the rest of the field was fine. It's just where these two new rows were. We treat around the trees, like I said before, so the whole field doesn't get treated. Good or bad, you know, it's the most economical way to do it, and you can fine tune it that way too. But these first two rows never got any lime on it, so the pH is too low right now for me. So we're gonna put the combination of compost and pelletized lime on these new guys, and the rest of the field is gonna get the 1010, the compost, and a little bit of lime just because it's left over. That it really doesn't need it. It's not gonna hurt it. So we're gonna see which one does better, this or that little scooper. And the problem with this scooper is you got to take the top off to scoop it, and then you have enough. But I don't know how many quarter cups are in here. You know, I measure out how much is in here. It does have 2.5 liters on the side. I really don't know how many quarter cups are in 2.5 liters. It's kind of going back and forth between, you know, liquid measurements and dry measurements. So I'm not good with that kind of math, or any kind of math in that matter. But I do know my hand gripping full is a quarter cup, very close, and I could spread it very easily. So here we go with the little gizmo. So I don't know what is a quarter cup. I really don't. And this one, I got way too much gelscape on this one, so when it rained it all bubbled out, which isn't a problem. Hopefully I didn't short the other ones, and this tree's a little crooked. We'll be doing that for the next couple weeks, straightening these little guys. It's not bad. There's another one that has too much gelscape. I'm just not quite sure. There's a crooked one. I'll straighten that guy. Another crooked one. It's hard to get good help. A lot of times the deer will come right out here, and just to be jerks, they'll just pull them right out of the ground. I'm not worrying about too much here, because this carbon will not burn, and you know the lime won't burn either. This whole field will get biostimulant on it also, but I'm waiting for it to stop raining. I don't want all that biostimulant to leach out of the soil. And we'll do some of the rows with biostimulant and some without. Now let me try the hand. have it. We're all done fertilizing for today. It just started raining, so we'll do the backfield hopefully in a couple days. We still got some time on that one. As far as timing, farming's all about timing too. So you should be like 2 weeks before bud pop on fertilizing, I like to do. And too bad you can't go by a calendar. Just every year is different, whether it's going to break out warm or wet or whatever. So you really can't go by a calendar for as fertilizing and herbicide spraying. So you have to, walk your field and know what your field's doing and where your field is at far as timing. So here's the canane, the buds, they're at least 2 weeks out. Here's the fertilizer spread around. As you can see, I like that. I call it feeding the chickens method with the hand. I can get really close to a quarter of a cup with my hand, and then I throw it from like waist level. I don't dip down and sprinkle it around the tree. It just takes too long. But if you throw it out like you're feeding the chickens, it spreads it out along the drip line. You don't want it in one big bunch or one big bunch up on the trunk. It will burn the tree. Anything that gets up in here, the trees, I don't like fertilizing when the trees are wet, so that's why I'll stop fertilizing now. They'll get more granules to get stuck up here, and they won't have a tendency to fall down like when they're nice and dry. They'll just fall right through the tree. So that's it. I think the final verdict is I like the feeding the chickens with my hand method versus that little scooper thing. The scooper is okay. It's just it only holds very little, and I'm always going back to the pail of the tractor to refill that thing. It'd be great for plants around the house. I think it'd be great for that, but in the field, commercial setting, even small commercial setting like mine, it's not the tool. But you live and learn. It only cost me 17 bucks, and like I said, I'll probably use it around the house or in the garden. So thanks for stopping by today, and we got it done in a pinch again. We ran out of fertilizer and we had one more field to do, so we improvised and got it done. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.